Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor, Ethico.
Handling multiple compliance cases can often feel like navigating a complex labyrinth. Ethico introduces simplicity and intelligence into this chaos with our custom workflow automation. By automatically routing cases based on your unique criteria, we turn the maze into a clear path forward. Envision a compliance process that's not just effective, but also intuitive and adaptable to your needs. It's time to redefine efficiency in your workplace. Embark on this journey of transformation at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, 2023, The Year in Compliance, to discover a world of seamless compliance management.
The Daily Compliance News for February 9, 2024, the There Are Tapes edition. And we begin with that story from the New York Times, which reports that an informant secretly recorded New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez which formed the basis of the allegations of bribery and corruption that he is claimed to have engaged in. One recording was at a dinner with Egyptian officials, and it was unknown before this time that there were actual recordings from a confidential source. So the Menendez case takes a twist. Next up, and certainly appropriate for the Super Bowl weekend, the Wall Street Journal, Risk and Compliance, Richard Vandeford, reporting that sports gambling is a growing money laundering risk. Online sports gambling poses an increased risk of money laundering, says the U.S. Treasury Department. And this is a warning of the record number of Americans who are expected to bet on the upcoming Super Bowl. I can't believe that this is something that is news to anyone, given that gambling has now been taken out of the shadows and made legal. So compliance officers are going to have to figure out how to make it all work. Next up from Reuters, the Spanish Supreme Court has suspended the $209 million fine imposed on Apple in a local antitrust case pending an appeal by the tech giant. The antitrust watchdog CNMC fined Apple and Amazon for colluding to prevent dealers other than themselves from selling Apple wares. And our final story comes to us from Bloomberg, which reports that Malaysia is continuing its quixotic quest to recoup funds stolen from it in the 1MDB scandal. This article reports that Malaysia has recovered monies. The money and assets were forfeited or surrendered by 2 officers who worked under the former Premier Najib Razak and persons who worked for the financier J. Low, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission said in a statement. So Malaysia continues to recoup monies from the 1MDB scandal. The scandal has now gone on for a good 10 years and may go on for another 10 years at this rate. Happy Super Sunday. In the month of February, the Compliance Podcast Network is sponsored by Ethico. Are you struggling to close cases? Well, Ethico is here for you. Take advantage of their innovative approach to empathetic issue intake, streamlined case management, and enterprise-wide disclosures. Learn more about how you can crowdsource risk management at scale at ethico.com/CPN. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.